All right, I think I'm live. Good morning. Hello, hello. Okay, you guys, so this is part three. And what I'm going to talk to you guys about today is the charmer or the Pollyanna, right? Or the jokester or the person, right, that uses a mask of self protection and charms people or tells incessant jokes or is super bold and audacious or always smiling and always Pollyanna to distract from their pain, to protect themselves from really being seen, to charm their way out of deep, meaningful conversations, right? So they can't truly be seen. That's what we're going to talk about today. This is the Mask of Self-Protection, Part 3, The Charmer, which I've labeled. So my name is Jennifer Luddington. I am a high-performance mindset and health coach, and I help you generate the power to start blowing up your beliefs so you stop blowing up your life. And I love working with that high performing, driven woman who maybe has forgotten how to soften into her femininity, how to take the mask off, and how to be vulnerable. And I also love working with that woman who is still like really hustling hard, but she's more of behind the scenes, right? She's more of that B type woman who really wants to take a stand but has forgotten her authentic voice, has forgotten how to find it. And those are the two types of women that I love working with. So if you are one of those two types of women, stay tuned because we're going to talk about this third mask. And if you've been paying attention to my series, I've posted about our first mask of protection that I've categorized, our second mask of self-protection that I've categorized, and now our third and final, which is the charmer. So listen, guys, I spent a long portion of my life being the charmer. I would put on a Pollyanna face all the time, right? I was hiding all of my insecurities. I was hiding everything about who I really was because I was so self-conscious, right? Behind this mask of perfection and smiles. I would create situations where I wouldn't have to be put on the spot and actually have to go deep and show up for who I really was. And I would distract people by always being happy, or I would distract them by charming them and only talking to them about them and deflecting, right? So that no one could see the real me, so that no one could peel back that fake smile that was constantly plastered on my face all the time, never any other emotion, right? So that nobody would think anything was wrong, that nobody could see my pain, so that I couldn't appear weak, right? Or vulnerable. Because if I was, right, and somebody saw me that way, maybe they wouldn't want me. Maybe they wouldn't trust me. Maybe they would leave me. Maybe they would abandon me if I wasn't strong. Maybe they would abandon me if I wasn't always charming them or had something fun to say. Maybe if I got real and authentic and down and dirty and showed the world my imperfections, showed the world the darkness, the dragons that were hiding in the corners, they wouldn't want me anymore. And if I kept charming them like a snake charmer, right, they wouldn't slither away. They wouldn't abandon me. They would still like me because I was easy to like, because I was always smiling, hiding all of the pain that I was going through, putting on that mask, that Pollyanna smile all the time. And so listen, if you're feeling that way, I don't know if you are or not, but if you are, if you feel like you can really kind of resonate with this particular mask of protection so that you won't get hurt, I understand. I've been there. I've worn all of them. I've worn all of them. And there's certain ones that really, really are powerful for me. And this was part of my facade, right? My protection, my wall for so many years. And so what I've realized and what I'm doing with my group programs now is this way to break that down, right? To create a safe environment, you guys, so that you can stop charming and you can actually start to trust yourself that people will not slither away once you show your true colors. You don't have to wear a mask or a Pollyanna smile, and that people will still love you and not leave you and not abandon you if you're not perfect, or you're not always happy, or you're not always charming. It's true. So there's two ways that we can do this as a charmer. And the charmer has to be able to feel safe in a situation and an environment around other people that will allow them to bring out maybe that darker side. Maybe the side of them that's not always charming and happy and telling jokes to deflect from what's really going on with them, right? So what I've created with my community, and especially with my 21-day challenges that I'm doing now, and the next one starts on November 2nd, by the way, but in that community, it's women only. It's the new division of my company. We create a safe space, a safe framework, right? Where you can come in and be held and nurtured so that you can learn to create evidence to trust yourself, to show up vulnerably. The whole you, not parts of you, not the smile Pollyanna part, not the part that's just always fun and games and charming, but the parts of you that need to be acknowledged, the parts of you that maybe are dark, the parts of you that maybe you're scared of, the parts of you that you don't want to show. And when you start showing them and sharing them in a community that's nurturing and loving and supportive, and that you feel held in and safe, you create evidence that you can show up as the real you. That you don't have to put on a mask all the time, that you don't have to put on a facade, and that people will stay and they won't slither away. You don't have to keep charming those snakes, right? You have to put on that snake charmer facade. Because you can really show up as who you are with all of your imperfections, all of your imposter syndrome, all of your fears, all of the things that we hide because we think we have to in order to be accepted and part of the tribe. And that's what I created. Showing up, learning to trust who you really are. Because you can't trust anyone else in your life until you learn to trust yourself. And you can't trust yourself until you create evidence. You got to create evidence. And you have to do that with a supportive, nurturing community. Guys, you got to have the right tribe. And I have created a tribe of sisters, not snakes. These women are showing up. They're showing up as their vulnerable, transparent, real self. And we're loving them through it. And you can too. So if you guys are interested, let me know. You can join my challenge right now. And the next one starts on November 2nd. And I will pop a link in the comments here so that you guys can sign up for that if you want to join. If not, you just want to absorb some more of my information, you can find me on all things jenniferluddington.com, social media Jennifer Luddington, or my new website, which is sheascendslife.com. And that is my women's only division of my company. All right, you guys, I hope you have a great Monday and take off that mask. Create some evidence. Get real. Get rid of the imposter syndrome and start learning to trust yourself.